Now whilst I was at the motor factors the other day, I went and brought myself some new brake pads and discs, because basically my handbrake doesn't work that very well. In the last MOT they gave me an advisory, so I think it's about time I took care of it. Well, much to my surprise, the discs and the pads don't look that old. I know they're rusty, but if you look on the front of these, there's not a lot of rust and there's not a lot of wear either. And the pads are in really good condition. But I'm interested now to see what condition the shoes are in, because if someone has changed the discs and the pads, I'm wondering if they have changed the shoes or not. I have adjusted the shoes in the past, but still the handbrake doesn't work that well. So let's get all this off and have a look at the shoes. Yeah, it's a bit grotty. I'll give it all a good clean as well while I'm here. Always use axle stands, kids. There you go, that's one caliper bolt out. Take this opportunity to check all my brake lines as well and make sure they're all good. Now the nice thing about a Sprinter is you've got a disc brake like on a conventional car. You've also got a drum brake as well, and the handbrake works on the drum brake, not the discs. So we can take those off. Be careful of the cables. Just hopefully sit that there like that. And that'll be perfectly safe there. Now to get this off, I've already pre-loosened this screw, so it can be troublesome. There you are, it'll come off easy. Now to get this off, I need to actually take the handbrake off. My van is automatic, so it's in park, so it shouldn't roll anywhere. But just in case, I've still got the front wheels chocked up. I've got chocks each side of the front wheel, just to make sure it doesn't roll and fall off the jack. Now please bear in mind, this is something that I used to do on a daily basis for a living, so I'm quite confident in what I'm doing. If you're not sure about brakes or anything like that, in mechanically minded, then I do recommend you go and get a professional to do your brakes for you. It's a really important part of your van. It's not something that you want to try and learn as you go, if that makes sense. Yeah, basically, if you're not confident, then don't try this. Get a professional to do it. It looks perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the shoes, on the other hand, are definitely on their last legs. There you go, they definitely need changing. Look at this bottom one here. You can see here, it's so thin, it's actually coming away. Right, well, I've undone all these springs. I've just got to remember which way round they go. It's quite simple, really. So I'm just going to lay that there in front of me, like this. If I lay this back on the floor, leaving the springs attached to it, like that, just lay that there, then I'll get the new ones, replicate that, and put them back on. Just have a quick check, make sure this is free moving. Yep, that all moves nice and freely. Looks pretty clean. Oh, and Becky's joined me. She's just sitting there enjoying herself, having a cup of tea.
I'm having a break before I start my stuff.
And Monty's been helping me.
We've just been laughing.
We'll put a photo up here with Monty helping me.
Yeah, it's super cute.
Right, let's get those new parts. Well, now, although these are used in pairs, they are literally pairs. They're exactly the same, no matter which way you have them round, which makes it really simple to use, or to do, rather. So all I've got to do now is get the springs out, and the kit comes with new springs. Really useful. Put those in the box. Monty comes running over. He hears the sound of rustling polythene and he immediately assumes it's something else, i.e. food. Yeah. Where is it? It's food? Food? There's a couple of options in here for springs. Let's pick these ones. So I'm just going to copy this like that. That one goes there. This one goes on the back side like that. And then this goes in there like that. And that one goes in there. And that's it. And all I've got to do is somehow get this behind there like that. Wish me luck. Yes.
Not a lot of use for three phasing back in the day.
No, not when each bit of kit weighs over a ton.
No, we'll leave that at home.
Ever seen that? Never
Yes,
seen that.
Mercedes cars are like it as well.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, the C classes are.
so the shoes are for the handbrake and the pads are for the brakes.
Yeah, pads.
Pads for the
Pads
brakes.
and discs are for the brakes, the
Yeah.
foot brake, and then the shoes are for the
handbrake.
Handbrake.
Yeah.
It's all good fun.
Just got to get this spring in there like that. That's it. And then we can reassemble them. That goes in there. Yeah, that was a little bit tricky.
Yes. Tricky to
Now the adjuster this side. So these little springs are what actually hold these discs in place. They go in, and you see the hook there. They go in. You have to compress the spring, turn it, and then it hooks in place. Really simple, really crude, but it works. Trick is though lining it up with the hole at the back. That's the tricky bit.
But the question is, Mel, is it safe?
Oh yes, very safe. Safer than what it was. Let's see why they give you. That's it. So that is now in place, held by that spring. Won't move now. Right, I've just got to do the bottom one.
No. It's weird this way.
So, perfect. There you go. So that's those in place. Right. There we go. As we turn this, as this rotates, it separates this and then makes these further apart, and that's how we adjust the shoes. Like that. The chances are now we won't be able to get these on. What I'm going to do is clean this rim of rust off around the outside, just to make it easier to get them on and off. As you can see now, that won't fit. So because it won't fit, I'm slacking it off a little bit, like that. And we keep doing this until it fits back on. So I've adjusted this now, and I've cleaned all inside the drum, cleaned all the surface rust off. I'm going to rest it on the top one, so I'm resting it on the top shoe, like that. So there you go. So now we adjust this out a little bit more, just a little bit, couple of turns. Oh, if I can. It's much easier to do this with a screwdriver. Do the same thing again, rest it on the top one. So slide. Oh, now it's tighter. See that? So that's really tight. That's quite tight. So that's it. That's how we want it. So now we're just going to back it off a little bit. We don't want to wear our shoes out prematurely. There you go. That's how we want it. We want it free. And once we've done a couple of 100 miles, we'll adjust them up again. Like that. It's loose again. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm happy with that. So all I've got to do now is the other side. Now, although the brake pads don't really necessarily need changing, and I do intend keeping this van for a few years yet, so I'm going to change those pads whilst I've got it all apart anyway, even though technically they're okay. I mean, yeah, I might as well just change them. And to do that, it's so simple. You simply remove the caliper, being careful of the cables, and then your pads are in here, and those simply slide out. Really simple job, but again, this is something that I used to do on a daily basis, so if you're not confident, then don't try this. Do get a professional to help you. There you go. You can see there's plenty of meat left on these, plenty of material, but let me just show you the new ones. So here's one of the new ones. This is the difference in thickness. There you go. So not a great deal really. Ordinarily I wouldn't bother changing them, but there you go, here's what it is. I've got them, I may as well change them. And again, these are in pairs, and they come with a wear indicator which slides in there like that, and then that plugs into the electrics of the van. So you are new ones installed. Just got to check that these slide, these sliders slide. As you can see, they do. That is it. It's literally just 2 bolts that hold the caliper on. Now some people put copper slip between the caliper and the brake pad. I don't like to do that, because if that copper slip gets onto your disc, then your brakes aren't going to be as efficient as they should be. So I like to put them on dry. It's a bit of a debate between mechanics whether or not to use copper slip on your brakes. Me personally, I don't like to do it. And judging by these, the previous person would agree with me. There's no copper slip on those, so I'm not going to put copper slip on them either. Right, wear indicator goes in there. Which way am I going to go? Have I got it round the right way? No. There you go. That's why it's always good to keep the parts. Wear indicator in there. There you go. That's it. That's our brake pads changed. Really simple, really quick. So why not do it? Right. Put the wheel back on, and then we'll do the other side. These are heavy, these tyres.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Either that or I've just lost a lot of muscle when I hurt my
You
back.
put copper slip on those as well?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that you were supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Always. And on the shaft as well.
Yeah.
The grease burns away when they get hot.
Yeah.
Only a little bit.
Yeah.
But the grease burns away, leaves the copper.
Leaves the copper, which is a...
it makes it easy to undo.
Yeah, yeah.
Always put copper slips on them.
Oh, okay.
I always do. I've never had a wheel fall off yet.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
So now I've got the wheel back on, I'm going to leave one bolt out so that I can finely tune those handbrake shoes. Now when I do my nuts up, I like to vibrate the wheel like this and do these up by hand first of all, just to get them in the exact right centre. They're all central now, like that, before I crank them up and do them up tight. I'm only going to do these up hand tight, I'm not going to torque them up just yet. I'll wait until I've got the wheels down on the floor, and then I'll use a torque wrench to make sure they're done up to the correct torque. I know you probably can't tell on the camera, but I can feel it. That is pretty much where I want it to be. I'll say I'm going to drive it for a little while. I'm not going to put the wheel hub back on. I'm just going to drive it around, do about 100 miles, and then readjust it. I'm happy with that. Right. Let's put my security nut back in. And then we're going to do the other side. I'm not going to film myself doing the other side, I'm just going to crack on and get it done. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you found this video interesting, I'll guarantee you'll find this one even more so. Well, can't guarantee, but watch it anyway. You might find it amusing, slightly informative, mildly entertaining. So on for now.